Welcome to my wreath shop. For those of you who are new to the page, my name is Julie Samako with Southern Charm Wreaths, where we make beautiful wreaths and teach you how to make and sell them. I'm also a business coach and mentor to creative entrepreneurs through my Success Circle membership group. And in this video, I want to show you how to make a spring wedding wreath. We're going to be using this grapevine and all of these really pretty flowers. We've got some roses, some cream colored dahlias, and I've got some hydrangeas, and we've got some smaller white flowers. Aren't these beautiful? To me, these look real. So we've got that, and we've got some greenery, like this, I call it spring boxwood, but it's probably something else like a tea leaf. It doesn't say on here, but isn't that pretty? It just reminds me of what new boxwood would look like with the lighter green and some of the darker foliage. So we've got that, and I'm going to use that for filling in. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is make some room. I've got my glue gun turned on. I'm going to try to angle the camera down so you can see the workstation and not necessarily me. So to protect my work surface, since I'm doing this wreath on the table instead of my wreath stand, I put some parchment paper down. I wanted to put wax paper, but I didn't have any. What I want to do is put some tails on the bottom of the wreath with using streamers. So I've got 3 different types of ribbon. I've got a 5/8 inch that's very sheer, non-wired, and I found some of this. It's got a print to it, and it's iridescent, glittered, and this is wired. And then I've got this cream color. I'm gonna add that too. So I'm just going to measure out how long I want it and then double it up. And then I'm going to wrap it around the bottom of the wreath. And then I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Just like that. Okay. So this is, I'll probably put one more of the cream because it looks a little off. I don't know, let me see. No, that's good enough. So this is what we've got so far. So these are just going to be, excuse me, hanging on the bottom of the wreath. Okay. The wreath size is, it says 13 inches, but it's probably a 12-inch wreath. All right, and then the flower of choice that I found that I just really loved and I wanted to make a wreath with were these roses. I just think they're so beautiful. What I'm going to do is, these have those plastic, well, this one doesn't come off there. They have these little plastic things that are attached to the wreath stem. I'm just going to take those off because this wreath, they're going to be very close to the wreath base. So I'm just going to disassemble all of it. So I say spring because this could be, you know, work for any time during the spring or for a wedding. It could be on a wedding, you know, the church door Especially if you do one a little larger, or you could do a pair, you know, do several and hang them off the pew. Okay, just keep working on this greenery real quick. It separates pretty easily. If you guys wouldn't do me a huge favor and share this video, that would be so amazing. That would let other people know that I am on live and trying to show you a different wreath to make for this spring. I will also put this on your news feed so that you can find it later if you like it and you want to come back to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is go through and place the flowers in. I'm not going to hot glue yet. I'm picking out the larger flowers and just placing them around. And I want them to touch the wreath frame. Sometimes, you know, for example, this month in my Wreath Making of the Month Club, when I was teaching them to make, I know you can't see it, this Easter wreath, I was telling them, the members, to keep the flowers about 5 to 7 inches from the wreath frame. But this time we want it to be up close. And I want them all going in the same direction. Let's see. This one needs to turn around. Okay, so when I have them evenly spaced, do you see how they're evenly spaced around? And I like the position, I'm going to go in and hot glue them. You can tell I'm moving them just a little bit because I must have gotten off somewhere. You do not have to worry about this is the style of wreath that you don't have to be an expert, you know, wreath maker. It's pretty easy. You're gonna hot glue the flower stems in. You want to make sure that you're not going through the wreath, but you want to go with the grain of the flowers. I mean, of the grapevine. These flowers feel very soft and fluffy. Let's see, did I glue that one? Okay, so we've gone all the way around, and this is what the wreath looks like so far. We've got the tails, and now I'm going to go through and I'm going to add even more flowers. So I've got these real fluffy hydrangeas. And I've got these dahlias. I think I'm going to put the hydrangeas in first. Now, don't get rid of all these leaves off of this hydrangea bush. They can be used for other things. I like to reuse or use just about everything off the bush. So now I'm going to go through and place these okay, and then when I like the position of those, I'm going to go through and hot glue those on. Okay. I'm just going to put it back, and this is so far what we've got with the wreath. It's not quite a circle yet, but it's coming together. You can see how full it's going to be. If I don't run out of flowers. So now I'm going to just cut off the dahlias off the dahlia bush, and you're going to cut these short. Probably won't keep these. I don't know, I might. You just never know. Just never know when you're going to need some green. In fact, it will look good in this wreath. I think I'm going to keep some of the green leaves up high. Push the leaves up high on the flower so that they're showing. Okay. So now that I've got the dahlias prepared, I'm going to go through and place those in. And now I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to fill in where there are holes. Now I better start gluing these because I'll forget where I started and stopped. So let me just go ahead and glue the dahlias in while I'm putting them in. I have done that a time or two. Started putting, picked up the wreath thinking it was done, and some of the flowers would fall out because I was working too fast. Try not to get glue on your streamers, your ribbon streamers. You guys seeing this already? Isn't this gorgeous? Now, I'm telling you, a bride is going to love having this on her door. Now, you could also make it for the mother of the bride, you know. You can also do different colors. It could be the bride's, you know, bride's colors. It doesn't have to be all white. Chris, the flowers are from, most of them are from Carolina Pottery. I get my flowers everywhere, girl. Carolina Pottery, and I've gotten some from Hobby Lobby. Let me just back up so you could see. You see how it's starting to fill out? At first, it didn't look very good, but you could tell it's definitely starting to fill out. And now I'm just going to go back in and fill it in. I've got these other white flowers that I just love these. These are going to add a little bit of a texture to them. So if you have holes in the wreath, don't worry, we're going to put in a little bit of greenery. It's hard to see on camera the difference with the textures of the flowers, but I promise you, the more texture you can put in, you could definitely tell up close. I like how some of these, the smaller white flowers are sticking out. They look like, you know, branches, wood branches. Makes it look more, makes it look real. So let me see what this looks like. Isn't that pretty? That would really look pretty on the church door. You can see there's some of the white flowers here that are sticking out, and up here there's one. Makes it look a little, looks more natural. All right, so now what I want to do is put some of the greenery in. So we've got some of these. This is really pretty. And this is this is the same thing. And then we've got some of this fern and a little, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this ivy, probably. All right, so now I'm just going to go through and place some of this around. filling it out. Don't want to put it in too deep because I don't want it to get lost. Sometimes you could bend the heads of the flowers if you need them in a different position. And now I'm going to go through and put some of the fern, in. I think I'm going to have one of the fern pieces coming up of the center too. Just got to figure out where. Okay. And I've got some of the ivy. Let's see. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the ivy on now. Let's see. Let me just hold this up. Where's the hanger? Right here. I'm going to have to hold it up a little bit more, and it looks like it needs a little bit of something else right here on this side. So I could put ivy. I think I am going to put some of the ivy around the outside. Let's see. So I'll put some ivy right there, and I'm going to put some right here, I think, and then maybe down there. You have to step back and look at it to see where the holes are. And let's see, probably up here. Okay, let's see. Definitely, don't you just love the green in it? It's so pretty. I'm wondering if I could put, this might be a little bit too much, but let me just see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this in there. But did you see? So there, it comes on a bush, and I'm going to cut it short, and then I'm going to cut it in half. So we're making just little sprigs of it, because I don't want it a lot. I don't want a lot of it. Just a little bit of more green to break up some of the flowers. And if you've got any holes, this will be good to cover, you know, fill in some of the holes. This is definitely my type of flower arrangement. Whenever I send any flowers for a funeral, I always make sure that they are white on white. So this would also be a really pretty sympathy arrangement if you wanted to do that. And then if you don't have any holes, but you have a lot, you know, of the cream flowers just shoved together, you might want to put some of this in there to break up some of the white. All right, I think just one more piece, or two more pieces. Then I'll let you guys look. Again, I would really appreciate it if you shared this. And if you are not on my mailing list yet, you could join my mailing list at southerncharmwreaths.com/blog. And there's a place at the top of the page where you can fill in and join my mailing list. And then you will get these videos just like this emailed directly to you. So tomorrow, I'm going to be emailing out the video that I did last week. Let's see. Okay. I think that's it, you guys. Let me get this out of the way so I can stand back. Isn't that pretty? So there it is, full view. Try to get it down low. And then if I bring it up closer, let me adjust the camera just a bit. Here it is up close. Isn't that beautiful? So you could lay this on the tabletop just like this and put a hurricane candle coming out of it. And this would be a beautiful table arrangement for any wedding, spring, you know, tea party that you might be having, or just to hang on the mirror, just like this. You could, you know, you could probably just not have the ribbon tails tied to the bottom, but you could hang this on top of a mirror in the house to bring some spring flowers in. You could change up the colors and do different colors. It doesn't have to be, you know, the creams. It could be pale pinks and peaches and a little bit of blue. That would be really pretty. It's very elegant. Yes, very elegant. It just reminds me of a garden, something you would see, you know, a garden party. I'm thinking there's a little hole right there. Right here's a little hole. So I'm going to put one more flower there. There. That looks better. So I added that piece right there. It filled it out. Very, very pretty. I think you can do this, all right? You saw that it didn't take much time. It didn't take a lot of effort. It wasn't no formula. I started off with my favorite flowers because I wanted them to be in first and shown, you know, be able to be seen. I put them in all in one. Make sure your flowers are going in one direction, the first ones that you put in. But then when you put in these like fluffy hydrangeas, they can be more of a filler to fill up the spaces. And then you add the sprigs of greenery in last. But do you see how I have different types of flowers? You could see the roses, the hydrangeas, and whatever those other little flowers are called. I have no idea. But you just the different flowers, even though they're all the same color, but they're different textures. And it just adds a lot. And you see how I put some in a little bit closer in, like that one. So your eye goes in and out. So your eye has the depth into the wreath. And same with the greenery. Having the greenery in, it gives your, it breaks up all of the white for your eye. So there we go. If you make your wreath, I want you to post it on my Facebook page, okay? So when you go to my Facebook page and you click at the top, and it said, you just, you know, post it, you could just post in your photo right there, and I want to see your creations on how they turn out. So share them with me. I know you guys can make this.